For voters who may not be familiar with you, even though you were the former mayor of Toledo, what seat are you running for in the Ohio State House?
I'm running for re-election to Ohio House District 44, which is part of central and west part of the city of Toledo.
And what issues are you running for? What things do you want to fix in this district?
Well, it's more than just the district, but it's also the state of Ohio. There's a couple of big issues. One is the issue of health, because unfortunately in Toledo, we are not one of the healthiest parts of the state. So how do we make more healthy living, make better healthy choices? Secondly, is to deal with funding. And how do we get funding returned back to local government, not just city or county, but also school boards, other parts of the government, so that they're not having to do all these taxes and levies all the time.
And voters who may say, well, I don't want to vote for her because she's a Democrat or something like of that nature, what is your message to them?
Well, what I've always said, whether you are a Democrat, Republican, or Independent, once I'm elected to represent the citizens and the voters of the district. And I think my track record has shown that I've gone beyond quote unquote party lines. I am a Democrat. I believe in the democratic principles, which is that government should be available to help people and not to reduce government. And so those are and some other things that I believe in. So that is what everybody wants. I think we get tied up into labels, and the labels are not what's good for government.
There has been a lot of concerns about corruption because Ohio House Speaker Larry Householder was recently arrested for $60 million bribery scheme. Yeah. What do you want voters to know about corruption? What is your stance on corruption?
Well, my stance is that there's no place for it in government. You know, when I was mayor, I made sure that every penny was accounted for and every dollar was spent appropriately. In the State House, what we're looking at and what our caucus did was we asked two things. One, that Larry Householder be expelled from the House. Unfortunately, my Republican colleagues did not want to take that up as a vote. Secondly, is to repeal House Bill 6 because it's tainted. It's based upon its corruption and these underhanded things. And Ohioans need a better bill to deal with issues of energy.
What else do you want voters to know about the issues and the people you're going to advocate for?
Well, one of the most important things is that you want an elected official who's not afraid to talk to you, who's willing to show up, answer tough questions, be available for whatever is necessary to answer the questions and to advocate, to make sure that the voices of Northwest Ohio is heard in Columbus. And that's a third thing that, I want to make sure that people understand is that we have a voice in Columbus, but our voice is not as loud as it can be unless we have people that show up and talk to us. So that's one of the things that I've been doing under the pandemic, is having a number of Zoom meetings on different issues so that people know what's going on in the State House and how it affects them here locally at home.